यन्मायावशवर्ति विश्वमखिलं ब्रह्मादिदेवासुरा यत्सत्त्वादमृषैव भाति सकलं रज्जौ यथा हेर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवाम्बोधे स्थितिर्षावताम् वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरं रामाख्यमीशं हरिम्। श्रीराम जय जय राम ॐ श्रीराम जय राम। श्रीराम जय जय राम ॐ 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 जय राम ॐ जय राम ॐ जय राम ॐ जय राम ॐ। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। मंगलाचरणम किष्किंधाकांड। कुन्देन्दीवरसुन्दरावतिबलौ विज्ञानधामावुभौ शोभाढ्यौ वरधन्विनौ श्रुतिनुतौ गोविप्रवृन्दप्रियौ मायामानुषरूपिणौ रघुवरौ सद्धर्मवरमोहितौ सीतान्वेषणतत्परौ पथिगतौ भक्तिप्रदौ तौ हि नः ब्रह्माम्बोधिसमुद्भवं कलिमलप्रध्वंसनं चाव्ययम् श्रीमच्छम्भुमुखेन्दुसुन्दरवरे संशोभितं सर्वदा संसारामयभेषजं सुखकरं श्रीजानकी जीवनं धन्यास्ते कृतिनः पिबन्ति सततं श्रीरामनामामृतम् श्रीरामनामामृतम्। In the last session, we had seen the glory of Kashi. Whenever we go to a holy city, if you know its glory, the joy of going there is greater. And as far as possible, we should make sure our mind is in Bhagavan. Our mind becomes quiet. See, what we don't get in the city, that is what we have to try to get there. Whatever we have gotten there, we should try to bring it back to our city. That is the point of going for Tirtha Yatra. Although we feel, oh, it is so nice, I should go and stay there. That is not the point. That is why Shankaracharya gave the meaning of Kashi as the inner self. Kasha means to shine, that self-luminous consciousness which is inside. He says, oh mind, why don't you abide there? Generally what we do is, the moment we go to any city, people tell us what is special over there. Shopping is okay, but at least not on the first day. Last day is okay. Before you come, get something. But mind should be on the Lord. Anywhere, if you go to Uttarkashi, Gangotri, Char Dham, in the midst of all the noise, can I keep my mind on Bhagwan? Then we also saw the glory of Kashi Vishwanatha. Bhagwan is the one who drank the poison, which symbolizes ability to digest bitter experiences. That was the symbolic meaning. Then the KishkindaKandh, Chaupai started by saying, Aage chale bahuri raghuraya. Bhagwan kept walking. Puja Gurudev has a beautiful quote, even this will pass away. Means if it is some difficult situation which we don't want in our life, what is the message scriptures give us? Don't stop. Keep walking. This situation will also go away. And if it is something very nice, don't stay there. That success is also having some time limit. It is time bound. Keep walking. There is one very nice Hindi couplet, one Mahatma ji he has written, Musafir chalte jana re. Musafir means traveler. See the words, very simple. Musafir chalte jana re. You can sing. Musafir chalte jana re. ना अटको ना भटको ये है, ना अटको ना भटको ये है, देश बिराना रे, देश बिराना रे, मुसाफिर चलते जाना रे, मुसाफिर चलते जाना रे. Why should I keep walking? Keep playing, keep playing. काम पूर्ति पर बढ़ता लोभ, काम पूर्ति पर बढ़ता लोभ, नहीं मिले तो होता क्षोभ, नहीं मिले तो होता क्षोभ. क्रोध अग्नि में जीवन को, क्रोध अग्नि में जीवन को, मत व्यर्थ गवाना रे, मुसाफिर चलते जाना रे, मुसाफिर चलते जाना रे. आगे चले बहुरी रघुराया. He says, O traveler, O sadhaka, keep walking. This mind is such, it will show us different colors. Sometimes there will be kama, sometimes there will be krodha. Don't get stuck with any of these. Keep walking, keep walking. What is the beauty of walking? One who walks discovers nectar. One who out of fear stayed back remains wherever he was. Then we saw Sugriva seeing Bhagwan and he gets afraid. Looking at Bhagwan, he feels afraid. But there were some good qualities also of Sugriva, and that was his firm faith in Hanumanji. His minister, Hanumanji, he lost everything as a king. Wealth, treasury, land, army. Only one who was remaining was his minister. But his faith in Hanumanji was such, he says, Hanumanji, you go and find out who are these two people. Are they sent by Wali? You understand their intention. One message from this is, sometimes our vision might not be clear. It might be confused. In those times, we should have somebody in our life through whose eyes we can see. So Hanumanji is that Santa in Sugriva's life. He says, I am unable to see clearly. You have a pure mind. You see and tell me Who are they? So if our vision is unclear, sometimes have somebody with clarity of vision, through whose eyes we can see. Then we also saw Jiva Yatra, Sugriva's journey. There were 4 stages. The first stage was getting to know Bhagwan. First stage was getting to know Bhagwan, which is called as Jnana. When you know his nature, we get Vishwasa. Faith increases. When you know somebody is kind-hearted and he has done something for you, then your faith in his kind-heartedness, in his nature, increases. Before that, we didn't have knowledge also of that person. He was just ordinary person. But when you get knowledge, somebody tells you he is kind-hearted, but you ask for his help, he does something for you, that brings faith, Vishwasa. Over a period of time, that faith becomes Preeti, love. And that love finally becomes Drudha Bhakti, firm devotion. Goswami Tulsidashi has written, this Chaupai by the way comes in Uttarakand. He has written that without this kind of firm love, to have devotion towards Bhagwan is just like putting some water on your hand and wanting to keep the chiknai, what do you say in English? Grease forever. He says, water you put on your hand, it will evaporate. Oil if you put, that grease will stay for some time. He says this devotion is like that oil. It will stay with you. If that firm devotion is not there, then it is like water, that grease will just evaporate. Okay, then finally Hanumanji tries to understand Bhagwan, know Bhagwan. First through his eyes, he says, are you a Kshatriya? Then through faith, through Vishwasa, he says, are you Nara Narayana? And finally through Bhakti, he says, are you the Lord who has taken avatar? All 3 he uses. Through eyes Kshatriya, through faith Devata, and through Bhakti Ishvara. The second and third Doha that are going to come up now, they highlight the Sharanagati of Hanumanji. See, KishkindaKandh and Sundarakandh, there are many devotees who do Sharanagati. And we are able to appreciate how Sharanagati is done. What is the thought process in the mind of a bhakta? One Sharanagati is by Hanumanji. Another Sharanagati is Vibhishanji Sharanagati, which comes little later. Then Samudra Devata also does Sharanagati. After Bhagwan takes out his bow and arrow, then he comes and says, Bhagwan, I surrender. So Sharanagatis are also of different types. This is the ideal Sharanagati, Hanumanji Sharanagati. Let us try to reflect on these chaupais. कोसले सदशरथ के जाए, हम पितु बचन मानि बन आए। नाम राम लक्ष्मण दो भाई, संग नारी सुकुमारी सुहाई। इहा हरि निशिचर बैदेहि, विप्र फिरहि हम खोजत तेहि। आपन चरित कहा हम गाई, कहु विप्र निज कथा बुझाई। प्रभु पहिचानि परेउ गहि चरना, सो सुख उमा जाई नहीं बरना, पुलकित तन मुख आवन बचना, देखत रुचिर बेश कै रचना, पुनि धीरजु धरिय स्तुति कीन्हि, हर्ष हृदय निज नाथ ही चीन्हि, मोर न्याऊ में पूछा साई, तुम पूछहु कस नर की नाई, तब माया बस बुलाना, ताते मैं नहीं प्रभु पहिचाना, एक में मंद मोह बस, कुटिल हृदय अज्ञान, पुनि प्रभु मोहि बिसारियो, दीन बंधु भगवान सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. Hanuman ji had asked 3 questions. Are you a Kshatriya? Are you Naranarayana? Or are you Ishvara? Bhagwan doesn't answer question number 2 and 3. Naranarayana, are you that? Or are you Ishvara? He doesn't answer. Only first question he is answering. See what he says. Kosa lesa Dasaratha ke jaye. I am not Ishvara and all. I am son of Dasharatha. Hama pitu bachana mani bana aaye. I have come here because of my father's words. Following my father's command, I have come to this forest. And you asked, who is this? Nama Rama Lachimana Do Bhai. My name is Rama and this is my brother Lakshmana. Both of us are here. Sanganari Sukumari Suhai. And we also had my wife, who was Sukumari. Sukumari means she was not worthy of coming to the forest. Her first time when Sita ji says, I want to go to the forest, then all the discussion happens. Kausalya ji calls Bhagwan Rama and says, until today, if there was a lamp in our home and the wick was going down, I didn't even ask her to kindle that wick. She has been kept with this much love in my home. So it is your responsibility to take care of her in the forest. She was a princess before coming to Dasharath Maharaj's home. So Sukumari, Bhagwan says, she was not ready for forest life. And Suhai means I loved her dearly. In all these words, Bhagwan is giving introduction of who was Sita ji. But see here, he has not answered anything about Ishwaratva. In fact, he said, Hanuman ji said, are you Jagakarana? Are you the Lord of this entire universe? Bhagwan is saying, I am a Karya. I am in effect. I am just the son of Dasharath Maharaj. But you know, they say, if you don't answer a question, it is one way of saying yes. Maunam sammati lakshanam. Very dangerous sometimes. I'll give you an example. You are sitting on your dining table. All guests are there. And let's say the wife says, I am not a good cook. I am not a good cook. And if you stay quiet, you had it. So what should you do at that time? You should praise some good item that she makes. She makes this very well. Because that same law applies. Maunam sammati lakshanam. If you don't speak something, if you are quiet, then you are accepting it. So are you Ishvara? Bhagavan says, I am Dasharatha Putra. He doesn't say I am not Ishvara. Now, Iha Nari Nisichara Baidehi. Bhagwan is continuing his story. He says, my wife Sita ji, she was taken away by a Rakshasa, Ravana. Bipra phirahi hama khojatatehi. Hey Bipra, O Brahmana, we are roaming around in this forest searching for Sita ji. That is why we are here. Apan charita kaha hama gai. He says, in very brief, I have already told you my charitra. Bhagwan, what all did you tell? Bhagwan says, I have summarized Balakanda, Ayodhya Kanda, Aranya Kanda, and KishkindaKandh. You want to see how? You all have your books, right? Keep an eye on your book. Kosalesa Dasaratha ke jaye. I am the son of Dasharatha. Which Kanda? Balakanda. Hama pitu bachana mani bana aaye. I have come to the forest following my father's words. Ayodhya Kanda. Iha hari nisichara baidehi. Which Kanda? Aranya Kanda. Sita ji being taken away. Aranya Kanda. Bipra phirahi hama khojatatehi. We are searching for her. KishkindaKandh. 4 lines, 4 Kanda he has summarized. He says, Apana charita kaha hama gai. I have told my story. Kahahu Bipra nija katha bujai. Hey Bipra, you said, we are not worthy of walking in the forest. We also feel the same about you. You are a young brahmachari, you are a young brahmana. You should have been in your guru's ashram. What are you doing here in the forest, going around alone? So please tell us your story now. Now Bhagwan says this much. What does Hanuman do? Hanumanji do? Prabhu pahichani parehu gahi charana. Bhagwan only said, I am Dasharatha Putra. Hanumanji recognized, this is my Lord. And he fell at his feet. How he felt, Lord Shiva says, So sukha uma jai nahi barana. I can't describe it because he says, I'm also feeling it right now. Hanumanji is Amsha of Lord Shiva, Avatara of Lord Shiva. So in such situations, while describing, Lord Shiva becomes silent. Lord Shiva says, my job is very difficult. Because I have to tell you the story also, Parvati Devi. And I have to revel in the story also. If you revel too much, you cannot tell the story. And if you only tell without reveling, there is no joy. So he says, this sukham which he experienced, having seen the Lord, is very, very divine. I am unable to explain. You must have heard in Hanuman Chalisa, Mana krama bachana dhyana jo lave. Mind, mana, krama means action, and vachana means speech. One who does this attains Hanumanji. But when you see the Lord, when the mind abides in the Lord, what happens? Look at Hanumanji here. Pulakita tana. Body has horripilations, goosebumps. Mukha bachana na ava. Unable to say anything, no speech. And dekhata rushira beshake rachana. Pulakitatana mukha avana bachana dekhata ruchira beshake rachana. His mind was in Bhagavan, became fully quiet, and his body had horripilations. And he has fallen at Bhagavan's feet right now. Now somebody might ask, Bhagavan gave transactional identity. Right? What did he say? I am Dasharatha Putra, came to the forest because of my father's words. Wife was taken away. We are searching for her. What did Hanumanji understand? This is my Lord. So how did transactional identity reveal absolute identity to Hanumanji? This is the question. Huh? Ordinary answer, how did it give extraordinary insight to Hanumanji? Now, many Mahatmas, they have given beautiful insights into this. Let us try to see one by one. First insight is, only when the Lord reveals himself does the devotee recognize Bhagavan. So janai jehi devu janai, janat tumahi hoi jai. That person knows whom you reveal yourself to. So Bhagavan revealed himself to Hanumanji. After this, you don't need any logic. Huh? You don't need any other thing, because he has revealed himself. To whom does he reveal? One who seeks wholeheartedly. One who wants only God. To that person, Bhagavan reveals himself. That is one answer. Second, little logical answer. Huh? Hanumanji is Shiva Rupa. You remember when Ravana's atrocities were rising, all Devatas, along with Brahmaji, had gone to do stuti of Bhagwan Vishnu. Lord Shiva was also there. And when Bhagwan had done the Akashvani after their stuti, when he had said that I will take birth in the home of Dashrath Maharaj and Kausalya Devi, everybody had heard it. Lord Shiva also heard. Now when he heard that I am Dasharatha Putra, he said, this is my Lord. Because Shiva avatar only, Hanumanji, he recognized his Bhagavan. If you take the story of Naradji's curse, all the details that Naradji had given in his curse matched precisely what Bhagavan is going through right now. He was in Manushya Avatara, wife taken away, and we are the monkeys who are supposed to help him. So 2 plus 2, he put the equation together and he recognized, this is my Bhagavan. Now, there was another story that one Mahatma Ji, he writes. This was my favorite out of all, because very sweet story. There is one Purana, it is called Padma Ramayana, not Padma Purana, Padma Ramayana. There it is said, when Bhagwan was a baby, he wanted to have a pet. So Dashrath Maharaj asked him, whom should I bring? He said, I want a monkey as a pet. Dashrath Maharaj was a king, he brought all the monkeys in his kingdom. But Bhagwan was unhappy. No. Dashrath Maharaj loved his son so much, he would do anything for him. So he called Vasishtha Maharshi. He said he wants monkey, and no monkey is able to make him happy. Vasishtha Maharshi says, you have to bring Anjani Nandana. So Vasishtha Maharshi and Dashrath Maharaj, they bring Hanumanji to Bhagwan Rama when he was a baby. And they say when he was 5 years old, Hanumanji was returned back to Anjana Devi. And Bhagwan was so happy playing with Hanumanji as a child. And when they were separating, when he was sent back to Anjana Devi's home, Anjani Mata's home, Bhagwan had said, I will meet you again in Kishkinda. So Hanumanji says, now I have seen him, this is my Lord, whom I surrender unto. This is from Padma Ramayana, his story. The last explanation which is given is, who was the guru of Hanumanji? Surya Bhagwan. So when Hanumanji completed his study, he said, Surya Devata, I want to offer Guru Dakshina. What can I offer? Surya Bhagwan said, my Amsha is present there as Sugriva. You serve him. whatever difficulty might come, you protect him from that difficulty. That is why Hanumanji also never left Sugriva. And when Bhagwan will take avatar and he will come, you have to serve him along with my Amsha, Sugriva. So that also Hanumanji remembered. Now Bhagwan has come, this is my Lord. So Paramananda in Bhakti, mind becomes Bhagavat Akara. Akara means it takes the form of the Lord. That is what he is experiencing right now. Puni dhiraju dhari astuti kinhi. Although he is unable to speak, but with lot of faith, lot of strength, he is speaking now. Harasha hrudaya nija natehi chini. His heart is very happy, recognizing his Lord. He says, Bhagwan, I asking you, who are you, is justified. You asking me, who are you, is not justified. More nyau mein pucha soi. Pucha sai, tuma puchahu kasan naraki nai. How come you are asking me, who are you? See, children, when they are little, it takes time for them sometimes to recognize parents. Although they directly recognize, sometimes they might ask, where is mother? Who is mother? But if mother asks who is child, he says that is not justified. Meaning what? Bhagwan, one of his introduction is, one of his definition is, one who knows the trajectory of every jiva. What each jiva is doing at a given point of time. Where? Those coordinates are very well mapped in cosmic mind of Bhagavan. There is no way of becoming invisible. Sometimes flight, when big leaders travel, they have a way of going off radar. You cannot trace their flight. Coordinates of that flight you cannot trace. But Bhagwan's mechanism is such, nobody can escape it. There is one very nice story of Rishi Sandipani, who was Bhagwan Krishna's guru. After completing his study, Bhagwan Krishna asks Sandipani Rishi, what can I offer as Guru Dakshina? Sandipani Rishi's wife says, our son has been taken by the ocean. Bring my son back. That is your Guru Dakshina. Bhagwan, along with Balramji, goes to Samudra Devata, precisely tells him where Sandipani Rishi's son is. And there was a demon called Panchajanya who lived in the conch. That is where Bhagwan fights him. Gets the conch and gets the Rishi's son. Gives it back to Rishi's wife. That is only to remind us that every jiva's gati, every jiva's action is very well known by Bhagavan. He says, such omniscient Lord, Sarvajna Bhagavan, asking, who are you? He says, that is not justified. Tava maya basa phirau bhulana, tate mein nahi prabhu pahichana. Every devotee blames Bhagwan only for their forgetfulness. He says, Bhagwan, it is true that I did not recognize you, but the reason for that is your Maya. See, Maya, sometimes we feel it is some mysterious thing. And in all serials and all, they portray also in different ways. What is Maya in practical terms? How does Maya express in our life? It expresses as three gunas: Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Let us start from Tamas first. Tamoguna predominant person feels inertia. Tamoguna is predominant, we don't feel like doing anything. Laziness. See, a lazy person never feels need for God. That is the role of Tamoguna. So how does Maya hide us? How does Maya hide the Lord from us? When we are in tamasic state of mind, we don't feel the need for Bhagavan. Second one is Rajoguna. Rajoguna represents dynamism, but if it is unchecked, it becomes restlessness. Something you have to keep doing. What you are doing doesn't matter. Something you have to keep doing. That is Rajoguna. In Rajoguna also, if mind is very restless, it doesn't feel the need for God. In Rajoguna, Bhagwan's presence is not recognized and there is no need also which is felt. In that same tamas or in that same maya, when sattva guna arises, that is when the mind is quiet, mind is calm, and such a mind seeks Bhagavan. Such a mind thinks of something higher. There is a lot of clarity in a sattvic mind. But remember, sattva guna is also part of maya. That is why maya is divided into avidya maya and vidya maya. What is avidya maya? That which makes us forget Bhagavan. So which of these three gunas will be under avidya maya? Tamas and rajas. Tamas and rajas, that is avidya maya. What is vidya maya? Sattva guna. It is maya, but it will bring us to satsang. It will make us do our sadhana. It will make us reflect upon scriptures. You see, reflecting upon scriptures, it's a very good litmus test of where our mind is. If mind is very tamasic, it will not even feel like coming close to scriptures. If Rajoguna is high, then also we don't feel the need for study. If Sattva Guna is there, then we can keep our mind in Shastra. Generally we say, we don't have time. But we should look closely. What we are truly lacking is Sattva Guna. If Sattva Guna is there, in whatever time we get, we can make the most out of it. So Bhagavan says, Hanumanji says, this is why I didn't recognize you, Bhagavan. Mind was captured by your maya. Ekau me manda moha basa. Now in this Doha he says, there are 4 things which have come together. What are they? First, your maya has deluded me. Ekau me manda moha basa. My mind is very feeble. In that your maya has come and caught hold of it. The expression of maya is I and mine. Main aru mora tora te maya. Rajas and tamas coming means our mind is only caught up in I and mine, you and yours. And second thing is kutila hridaya. Not only maya has come, but my heart is filled with lot of negativities. Kutila hridaya. That is the second thing. Third thing is, it is ignorant, ajnana. And on top of this, Puni Prabhu Mohi Bisareu. Anyway, I was struggling with all these things. Bhagwan, the fourth thing which has happened is, you also forgot me. Deena Bandhu Bhagavan. Please don't do this. Save me, O Bhagwan. See, we are seeing Sharanagati, right, of Hanumanji. One thing what we see in Sharanagati is becoming small. Really speaking, none of these things are there in Hanumanji. You think Hanumanji's heart has Kutila Hridaya, Manda, Mohabasa, Ajnana? But in front of Bhagwan, the one who feels this way, smallest negativity, he feels it is very big. And biggest goodness, he makes it very small. He says that is the quality of a bhakta. Sharanagati, that is this. Now, Bhagwan's teaching and Hanumanji Sharanagati. He finally goes to Bhagwan. See what he says. Jadapi nath bahu avaguna more, sevak prabhu hi pare jani bhore, nath jeev tav maya moha, so nistarai tumhare hi choha, tapar mein raghubir dohai, जानऊ नहीं कछु भजन उपाय, सेवक सुतपति मातु भरोसे, रहि सोच बनई प्रभु पोसे, अस कहि परे उचरन अकुलाई, निज तनु प्रगति प्रीति उर छाई, तब रघुपति उठाई उर लावा, निज लोचन जल सींचि जुड़ावा, सुनु कपि जिय मानसि जनिऊना, तै मम प्रिय मन ते दूना, समदरसी मोहि कह सब को, सेवक प्रिय अनन्य गति सो अनन्य जाके असी, मति नटरई हनुमंत, मैं सेवक सचराचर, रूप स्वामी भगवंत सियावर, रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Jadapi nath bahu avaguna more. Bhagwan, I just listed 2-3 of them in the previous Doha. But really speaking, the list of avaguna in me is very long. You know, this avaguna reminds me of something. You must have heard the bhajan, Prabhu more avaguna chitanadharo. It is said, Swami Vivekananda was once in one king's court. And kings generally, in the evening, they have entertainment. So there was a dancer who was having a performance, and Swami Vivekananda walked out. Because he is a sannyasi, what will he do watching a dance performance? And it is said, this dancer sings, Prabhu mohe avaguna chetanadharo, reminding Swamiji, as though, because Swamiji was a realized master, that the same Lord resides in everybody. How come you are excluding me from your vision? In that movie on Swami Vivekananda, also this prasanga is portrayed. He walks out, then he comes inside and sits. It is said, whoever does Sharanagati, one should not see their avaguna. Whoever has come seeking refuge, whatever shortcoming they might have, the one in whom they have sought refuge should not see what are those shortcomings. So he says, Sevaka Prabhuhi pare jani bhore. Bhagwan, knowing all these limitations of mine, please don't forget me. Please don't disown me. Nata jiva tava maya moha. I am caught up in your maya. But I also know, so nistarai tumhari hi choha. There are two ways to be free from your maya. One is by sadhana, another is by your grace. And I feel only your grace is going to work. So nistarai, tarai means tarna. Person can be freed from maya only by your grace. Choha means grace. That is my firm understanding. It is said, Bhagwan's power is maya. right? Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. With that Maya alone, Jiva gets bound. So as though Bhagwan has made a rope from these three gunas and Jiva is tied. So Hanumanji is saying, Bhagwan, if you have tied it, you only have to untie it. Don't say you have tied, Ishvara has tied and Jiva has to untie. He says, Bhagwan, your grace is needed. Ta para me Raghubira Dohai. Dohai means, I swear in your name. Janahu nahi kachu bhajana upai. I don't know any other bhajana upaya. You know what is bhajana upaya? Sadhana. Another name for sadhana is bhajan ka upay. I don't know any other sadhana other than seeking your grace. Sevaka sutta pati matu bharose. These are two pairs which are pointed out. Sevaka and pati means servant and the master. The sevaka who is there, he totally surrenders to his master and he is protected. Sutta and matu, the child and mother, child totally surrenders to mother and he is protected. Rahai asocha banai prabhu pose. They become free from worry because the one to whom they have surrendered takes care of their needs. Why are these two examples given? In Sevaka's case, Sevaka and Swami's case, Hanumanji is saying, I don't have all qualities, I have many avagunas. But just like that, Sevaka has faith in Master. Like that, I have faith in you. That is my saving grace. An example of child and mother is given to show Ananya Sharanagati. The child doesn't have any plan B. He doesn't say, if mother doesn't help, what should I do? He says, I have nowhere else to go. This is all I know. So Hanumanji says, this is where I am right now. Aba kahi pareu charana kulai, nija tanu pragati priti urachai. Saying this, Hanumanji again fell at Bhagwan's feet, and now he is not in Brahmana Vesha anymore. He comes back to his Kapi avatar. One Mahatmaji, he writes, in entire Ramcharitamanas, the most harsh behavior of Bhagwan was in this prasanga. You know how? Brahmana is coming and falling at Bhagwan's feet. Bhagwan is not speaking. Neither is he lifting him. He says the harshest expression of Bhagwan's Leela is in this prasanga. But what did Bhagwan say? To Shabriji he said, Manahu eka bhagati karanata. The only sambandha I accept is of pure love, not of deceit, kapata. So until Hanumanji is in a form which is different from himself, Bhagwan says, no word from me. The moment Hanumanji appeared in his true form, you see what Bhagwan does. Taba Raghupati uthai ura lava. Lifts him, embraces him. And nija lochana jala sinchi judava. He bathes him with his tears. Because Hanumanji also inside had a lot of guilt. Why did I appear differently in front of such compassionate Bhagwan? To remove that guilt, he soothes his mind through these tears. They say if you are having tears of devotion and love, they will be cold. And if there are tears out of anger, out of fear, that is warm. So just like he cooled Sudamaji's heart with his tears. There also that prasanga comes. Bhagwan does Pada Puja of Sudamaji through his tears. Did not ask for water. Like this Hanumanji, he bathes him, makes him a new person by giving him a lot of love. He says, I did not mean to, I had no hatred towards you. You might be wondering, you are there for so long speaking and have not done anything. But he says, I also am bound. As Brahmana, I cannot embrace you. Because right now I am in Kshatriya form. As Brahmana, I cannot just embrace you. And as Ishvara, if I lift you up and embrace you, then my Ishvaratva is gone. That Leela which I am doing, that Leela is gone. So Bhagwan just says, you come in your true form, you are mine. You know this word, kapata, we have to reflect upon. The word kapat also comes from this root. Kapata, you know what it is? Cupboard. Generally, what do we use the cupboard for? That which you don't want people to see outside. Everything is packed inside. So kapata means what? That which hides. If we have goodness, virtues and vices, what do we hide generally? Vices. That which we should have removed from ourselves, we end up keeping inside. So Bhagavan says, no kapata in front of me. Whatever is our limitation, bringing it in true form in front of Bhagavan. He says, come as you are, I will cleanse you. One Mahatma Ji very beautifully would say, आज की विडंबना ये है, हम साधु दिखना चाहते हैं, बनना नहीं चाहते. We want to look like a sadhu. Very few want to be a sadhu. Because to be a sadhu, what do we need? To work on our impurities. And Bhagwan says, there one should not do any kapata. If any shortcoming is there, accept it wholeheartedly in front of Bhagwan and work on it. Don't come in any disguise. That is what he says. After doing our puja, we chant one mantra generally. Rama Puja in particular. Nanya spruha ragupate hrudaye smadiye satyam vadami cha bhavan akhilantaratma bhaktim prayachha ragupungava nirbhayame kamadi dosharahitam kurumana samcha. Devotee says, I have no spruha. I have no desire which I want to ask. Nanya spruha ragupate hrudaye asmadiye. Satyam vadami. Because Bhagavan must have asked, how do you know? How should I know that you don't have any desire? He says, no, I am speaking the truth. And you are anyway antaratma. You are seated within. You know what I am thinking. First line is that, I don't have any desire. Second line is, bhaktim prayacha. Please give me devotion. That desire I have. And nirbharame. May I not depend upon anything else. Then the last quarter is kamadi dosha rahitam kurumana samcha. Whatever vices might be in us, sitting inside, you also need some work. What is your work? Keep removing this negativities. Ramastuti में भी गाते हैं मम हृदय कंज निवास कुरु कामादि कलदल गंजनम भंजनम. Please remove this army of vices which are sitting inside. See now, right from this point, right, we are getting introduced to Hanumanji's character. See, what we are familiar with is the work that Hanumanji did, how he jumped across the ocean, ideal karma yogi. But thing to appreciate is, His heart was first in the Lord. Having kept Bhagwan in his heart, he did whatever he had to do. In Karma Yoga, there are two aspects. One is Kartavya and another is Prasada, Bhagavad Prasada. Both of it you can put as one. But second aspect is devotion to Bhagwan. If you just keep focusing on Kartavya, 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 duty, 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 somewhere it will burn us out. Duty for the sake of pleasing Bhagwan. Duty with this mindset that Bhagwan has given me this duty, then it is okay. So Sharanagati is that which sweetens our Kartavya. Which sweetens our Kartavya. Now Bhagwan says something very beautiful. He is speaking now. Sunu kapi jiyam manasi jani una. O Kapi, listen to me. I did not mean to belittle you, or I did not have any less love towards you. Te mama priya lachimanate duna. Lakshmanji is standing right there. He says, you are twice as dear to me than Lakshmanji. On this also, there are many beautiful points given. Why did Bhagwan say this? One is his faith in Lakshmanji was so much, he said, he will never misunderstand me. Previously, in Ayodhya Kanda, Bhagwan tells Lakshmanji, there is no brother greater than Bharata. Because Bhagwan knows, his love towards me is so firm, he will not let go. And you know, Lakshmanji served Bhagwan, no doubt about it. But Hanumanji served Bhagwan and Lakshmanji. Even now we will see, he is going to take Bhagwan and Lakshmanji to Sugriva. He didn't say, Lakshmanji, you come walking, Bhagwan I will take on my shoulder. Or later when Lakshmanji is harmed, when he is hurt, Hanumanji served Lakshmanji also. You know what is a beautiful message here? It is easy to serve Bhagwan, but very difficult to serve another Bhakta of Bhagwan. It is very easy to serve Guru, but it takes lot of mellowing of the ego to serve another Shishya. The one who has done it, he says he will succeed in Sharanagati. That is his Sharanagati actually. That is his beginning of Sharanagati. So Bhagwan says, you are twice as dear to me. They say generally when there is a newborn child, although if parents they have one kid and there is a newborn child, who is dearer to them at that time? Newborn one. Not that they don't love the other child, but somebody who has just come, just arrived, and totally dependent. He says there is love. So Bhagwan has a long list of Sharanagata Bhaktas. Hanumanji is the latest entry. He has just come. Bhagwan says, you are twice as dear to me than Lakshmana. He has been there with me for a long time. Now Bhagwan says very, very important verse. He says, Samadarsi mohi kaha sabako. Everybody says I am equanimous. Hanumanji, let me tell you a secret. I am not. Sevaka priya ananya gati so. One who is my sevaka, he is very dear to me. Because he doesn't hold on to anything else. Ananyata means that. For that sevaka, other than Bhagwan, he finds no support. Now somebody might say, no, Bhagwan, what is this? I have read in so many places you are not partial. Bhagavan says there is a fine print there. Nirguna Brahma, pure consciousness, is a mere witness, non-partial. It illumines Duryodhana's mind and Arjuna's mind in the same way. But Saguna Brahma is partial towards those who seek its grace. What is Saguna Brahma form there? Bhagavan Krishna. Arjuna got greater grace than Duryodhana. Now we cannot blame Bhagavan Krishna for this. Why did Arjuna get more grace than Duryodhana? Because Arjuna sought it. Shankaracharya gives one very simple example. He says if there is a fire and it's cold night, one person goes near the fire, his shivering goes away. Another person sits far away from the fire, still shivering. Now if you ask, what made that person's shivering go away? We say the fire. But why did it only make this person shivering go away? Because he went near it. He says that fire is Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma is not equanimous. Depending upon how we go towards Bhagavan, how Jiva goes towards Bhagavan, in that way Jiva is blessed. Another traditional example is water. Water is same, equanimous. But the land in which that water is there, it can have different depth. Near the shore, the depth is very less. Nothing can move there, you can only walk. But if you go farther from the shore, it is very deep. Water is same, but a ship can move there. So he says Bhagwan's nature is like that. One who is coming closer to Bhagwan feels that grace. The next Chaupai, which is Doha, which is there. Shall we complete it? Okay. So ananya jake asi matina tarei Hanumanta. See somebody whom you love and they are devoted. Teaching begins right away. Bhagwan, Hanumanji has just come. And Bhagwan is directly giving him the teaching of what is Ananya Bhakti. He says, Ananya Bhakti means that understanding which is never lost from this person's mind. What is that understanding? Main sevaka sacharachara rupa swami Hanumanta. Bhagavanta. I am a sevaka and whatever inert and moving things are there, they are not objects, they are my Bhagavan. Main sevaka saracharachara rupa swami Hanuman, Bhagavanta. See, if we are asked, what is this? We will say glass. We are asked, what is this? We will say watch. In the same objects, devotee is able to see Bhagavan. Whatever becomes seen through the eyes, anything that is heard, anything that is experienced, he says, this is nothing but my Lord. Lord with a particular name and form. See, from clay, if you make pot, pan, jar, you touch any of the objects, pot, pan, jar, what are you really touching? Clay. Because that is the raw material from which all these effects are made. Similarly, what is the raw material of this world? Bhagavan. If you ask how, then they say, let us come to Tattva Bodha. First, dissolve all names and forms into 5 elements. Each element comes from the previous one. All of them come from Maya. Consciousness plus Maya is Bhagavan. It is given in a technical way, but they say once you know it, you don't have to repeat the process every time. In a samsari's mind, there is Vishaya. It is caught in one part of creation. In a bhakta's mind, there is Vishwa. Vishwa means universe. If mind gets stuck in one part of universe, then samsari. Mind is able to see entire universe. He says that is bhakta. More we will reflect in the next session. I hope all of you have the Namastuti now. Do you have Aganita Gunagana? Aganita Gunagana Bhushan Rama Ashrita Vatsala Jaya Jaya Rama Ayodhyavasi Sita Rama Apad Bandhava Jaya Jaya Rama Dasharatha Nandana Shri Rama Dashamukha Mardana Jaya Jaya Rama Kausalya Sukhavardhana Rama Kamita Phalada Jaya Jaya Rama Papa Vimochana Shri Rama Pattabhirama Jaya Jaya Rama Janaki Vallabha Sita Rama Jaya Raghu Rama Jaya Sita Rama Vanara Sevita Shri Rama Varidhi Vandhana Jaya Jaya Rama Hanumat Pujita Sita Rama Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Raghupati Raghava Raja Rama Patita Pavana Sita Rama Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai Hari Om.